All right, back down to the basement to do flipper rebuild on AC/DC. It's the one thing I was saving for last. One of my least favorite things to do. So far I've removed everything from the left side. I'm going to change the end of stroke switch. Just like Lord of the Rings, I had to break the Loctite seal on the coil stop. So this has never been really serviced ever. That's the other side. And this is what it looks like. I got pretty filthy removing all this stuff. Let's throw on this flash here. But yeah, I was going to originally try and just get away with changing the sleeve, the coil stop, and the plunger and link, and not worry about the crank. But then I noticed that the actuator here, it's a little bit loose. So the rivet is kind of given way, and it might just break off one day, and then the end of stroke switch won't close, and then the coil will fry, and the transistor will blow, and the fuse will blow, and oh right, I gotta remember to not lose my thingamajiggy. Look how much wear there is. Actually, it doesn't look as bad as I thought. But I was just looking up parts, and somewhere on I read, I think it was a service bulletin at Marco that said service your flippers every, is it here, every 2,500 plays, or at least inspect them. Where did it say that? Here, inspect. Can you see this? Where am I? Hello, protective maintenance. Inspect flipper parts every 2,500 plays. Well, this had 18,000, and there's been no inspection until now. So all these are getting replaced. I found, I've had this for a while, new stern. So this is most of what I need. Beauty, look at that. Yeah. Oh, okay, there you go. 2 end of stroke switches. I'll have to find another spring. And missing the coil stops, obviously. But these are the exact correct part number that I need. So with that, I'll just reuse an old spring. And then this, come on, okay, you guys can stay up there then. Boom. We got ourselves a complete flipper rebuild. So that's what I'm working on right now, because I'm hoping to have some games on it tonight. And I don't know, the flipper buttons feel a little bit like, they feel kind of sticky or something. I don't know what it is. I tried to clean just a little bit, sprayed some not WD-40, some Windex, and then did this a bunch and dried it all up. So they just kind of feel, so I don't know if it's the flipper buttons. I don't know what else it would be. Just felt a little chunky. Anyway, maybe that's better now, but if I find they still feel a little chunky, then I will replace those too. But I think it might be okay. We'll see. But anyway, you gotta have nice flippers. That's the whole game, right? If they're crappy flippers, it just ain't good. So I'm going to press on and try and get these done before any possible pin action tonight. Okay, that's one flipper done. New end of stroke switch. I tried to use that new spring. I don't know if that was a new spring. It was, the tension on it was crap, so I reused the original, and it's nice. So new stop, new plunger, link, crank, end of stroke switch, coil sleeve, and it's feeling beauty. I just got to tighten the flipper bat, and then that'll be good. Now moving on to this guy. I swear it takes me like an hour for each friggin' flipper. That's part of the reason I probably don't love it. And also, on the new cranks, I had to put on the vise to stick a screwdriver in here and open up the opening a little bit because the bats don't want to fit in there. So, you know, it takes some time, but these guys have been utilized to the max. All right, flippers are both rebuilt. I don't know how long it took me, but forever. Part of the reason is because, how do you think I got these screws removed with the trough in the way? This is how. Where did it go? Right here. 1/4-inch nut driver. 1/4 turn at a time, so I could get off the end of stroke switch. All these wires in the way. That was a serious pain. Let's spread these tabs apart so that they never touch each other. Oh, okay, so that's what I do next, is just check and adjust my end of stroke switches, make sure they're happy. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay. Oh, it's not even touching, because if you look closely here, see the length of this blade here was actually catching on the corner, so I pushed it up out of the way, but now you can see it's not even closed. So I might clip the tab a little bit shorter, my side cutters, and then adjust that. But yes, that super important, otherwise it was completely pointless replacing them. And this guy here doesn't look like, oh, it's so close to touching. I don't know if you can see that, but like, see the corner there? It's like just about to hit it, and then the flipper stopped right there. I'm like, why is my flipper kind of stopping halfway? So gotta modify the end of stroke switch just a bit, clip the edges off, make it a little shorter. Would have been nicer if I realized that before and I could have done it outside of the machine. Now I'm gonna have to try and do it inside the machine. I sure as hell ain't taking those screws off ever again in my entire life, because I honestly think this screw here might be getting stripped a little bit, and this end of stroke switch is a lifer, unless, well, I guess if you do take off the trough, you'd have a better chance of getting that screw out, because it is slotted as well. So that's how that one will have to come off, if ever. Hopefully never. And I've tightened my flipper bats. Let's see if we can drop a tool on the ground. I'm gonna do this one-handed. I don't recommend it. Oh yeah, there we go. And there we are. So I got them as symmetrical as humanly possible while trying to align them to the holes. But yeah, so the test will be playing a few games, and hopefully they are on tight enough so that they don't start creeping up on me. But I'm happy with that. I'm certainly gonna probably break stuff now that those are freshly rebuilt, because they're gonna be a little more snappy and a lot more powerful, I think. Here's a small example of the old coil stomp compared to a new one. Let's sandwich them together and see how much material is lost. So not that much, but the stop is definitely worn, like maybe a 1/16 of an inch. Better than I thought, but you can definitely see it's like concave. And then the plunger is way worse. Look at the end of this thing. Come on. It's mashed. Like, there's supposed to be a tapered edge on there. Here's what a new one looks like. That's how much material is gone from flipping. So it's actually shorter, probably, I'm guessing. Try and line these guys up and see. Yeah, it's shorter, as it should be, right? It's not, this is I think a Williams plunger and link, but it's about the same. So that means the flipper would extend just a little bit higher, and technically the higher it extends, the easier you can trap up. We don't like that. We like challenging. So I think that's about it for now. This is garbage. Oh, mother's calling. All right, I'll talk to you in a minute. Oh, oops, I guess I'm recording. Okay, so what I have done since phone call with mother is not without any difficulty, that's for sure. I moved the outlane post to the easiest spot. Typically I'm a keep it at the most difficult spot kind of guy, but there hasn't been tournaments and leagues for like a year and a half, so if I feel like that's too easy, I'll just remove the rubbers. But that'll give me some adjustability there, because to remove that was a serious pain in the nut, and to reinstall it was also a pain in the nut because the hole is so tight. So I took a round wood file and filed out the hole just a little bit so that the post would fit back in there. Anyway, so now that that side's done, time to do this side. Where are you? There you are. That's gonna be more fun. Alright, thought I'd let you watch these end of stroke shenanigans here. Let's see if I can do the right side as successfully as I did the left side. So I'm gonna clip the edge here. It's too long for my liking. It's actually not so bad on this side, but it is close to touching, but I clipped the other side, so I can't have asymmetry. Like, I don't do asymmetry, man. Can you see what the heck I'm doing? Okay. So, side cutters. Just about, I don't want to take off too much, but this is awkward as all hell. Okay, and I like to try and do it straight too. Okay, there. But I'm not strong enough to just snip that off. I'm weak. So I try and work smart instead of hard. And let's see if this works. Come on, baby. You. Oh, yeah, that is fantastic. Okay. Not as successful as the other side. I bent the tab a smidge. Maybe it's bent out of the way enough that... Oh yeah, no, that ain't happening. Okay, let's try that one more time. Okay. You don't want to cut it too small or else your tab, your plastic actuator won't even touch it, but looks like I can go 1/8 if I need to. Okay, there. That's on there a little better, I think, this time. Let's try this again. I have faith in this one. Alright, here we go. What? Oh yeah, okay, it clipped. There it is. Okay, where'd it go? I took off maybe a little more than I wanted to. That's more than 1/8. If my actuator doesn't catch it now, and I have to rebuild that flipper, I may throw something. Please work. Okay, good. No problem. But now I have to adjust it. I should get my switch adjuster, but no, not happy about that. I want there to be some reverse tension, so when that closes, it actually pushes the lower switch down a smidge, so I know it's closed nicely. Although apparently you don't even need end of stroke switches on Stern games. It's mostly computer controlled, and this is sort of just a fail safe. But maybe that is also why the old end of stroke switches They're really... I might have cleaned them already, but... doesn't look so bad at all, really, you know? Probably didn't even need to be changed, but whatever, they're changed. So, wasn't gonna bore you with all this, but I hate adjusting these. Let's make sure, because it always just get it so much one way, then the other way, then the other way. As long as that bottom blade pushes down a smidge, I'm happy, although it's not right now. Okay, so I'll tinker with that a little bit more, but I thought you'd enjoy seeing me fail again. Okay, I'm done for now. I've rebuilt the flippers. I changed both outlane posts to an easiest position. This game can be brutal, and with freshly built flippers, it'll make it even more brutal. So, if I need to make it more difficult, I can definitely do that. Oh, one last thing that I did yesterday. So I noticed this switch wasn't really registering as great as it could have. That's because the little bit of Lexan I put under there, the top of the target was actually catching the Lexan. So that would be the reason why this chip broke off in the first place, is just smashage. So I just put a little thin washer underneath the plastic on top of the post to raise up that edge just a smidge, and now the target registers like a champ, and this area is better protected from future smashage. Yeah, so I vacuumed out the cabinet one last time. I cleaned up my flipper rubbers since my dirty fingers were all over them, and now it is time to play test. Actually, I'll give you a little sneak preview, because I'm going to do a full, I don't know, gameplay video at some point, but let's just check out the flipper action here. Give you a little bit of a teaser. But they're nice and snappy. They're nice and symmetrical. And they are powerful. Oh, boom. Got lightninged of death. So, that's AC/DC. I don't think there's anything left except to just play test and work out any gremlins if there are any, but I'm pretty happy with how it all turned out. So, gameplay video will be next, sooner or later.